world of comic books. This was the debut of The Walking Dead, that's about zombies.
It is about zombies.
It is about zombies.
Actually, The Walking Dead refers to the human.
It sort of takes a backseat in many ways to how people cope and how people are and what humanity is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yet, it brought zombies back to the forefront of everyone's minds.
Yeah.
When
In a lot of ways.
When this came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Battle Pope and stuff.
BP.
Yeah. But it just slowly, very quickly actually grew into this just massive hit. And it came from Image. Charlie Adler. DC. And stuff, even though there's plenty of that either way.
Yeah.
For human on human and zombie on human and it's any kind of violence you can imagine.
Yeah.
So and now to this day, whenever a trade comes out, it's like the #1 selling thing for the month, whatever. It's juggernaut. It's a surprise actually that they haven't done a spin-off.
It is insane too that this was the start of this sort of multimedia empire that the game was our nominee for Game of the Year at IGN. The TV show is one of the most popular shows on IGN. It has Fear the Walking Dead now. Like this is one of those multimedia properties. Sort of, there's very few things like it. Maybe like the Marvel things, maybe Star Wars, and maybe Game of Thrones. But it's like it is its own platform.
It's very much everywhere. It's in every different medium that you could want, and it's done. There's multiple video games, but it did at least one of them correctly.
Right. Thanks, Telltale.
That's what I meant.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I think even from a narrative standpoint, that the first comic series was such an interesting take on the zombie. Like before then we'd always had these zombie slasher movies and stuff about like either you're already well established or it's the when it first happens, everyone freaking out, just woken up. Past the initial exposure, but it's still relatively new that they're trying to figure it out along with the reader.
Yeah.
Right.
And going into that iconic scene of going into Atlanta, where you just see all the cars had all stopped trying to get out of there. You're like, oh, it looks pretty fine here. Oh no, actually there's hordes of zombies, and like the way that scene played out is such a I'm glad that they were able to adapt it so well for the TV show, because it was such a really cool experience. Seeing that unfold in the comics and see it again in the live action was even better.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's one of the most powerful things in multimedia today. It started with this little comic book.
Yep.